CDL Practice Test, New York, General Knowledge, Part 5. Question number 53. Which of these statements about speed management is true? A. On a wet road, you should reduce your speed by about 1/3. B. On packed snow, you should reduce your speed by about 1/2. C. Both of the above answers are true. The correct answers here, C. Both of the above answers are true. Explanation. On a slippery road surface, your vehicle's wheels will have less traction and the vehicle's braking distance will increase significantly. On wet roads, reduce your speed by about 1/3. On snow, reduce your speed by about 1/2. On ice, slow down to a crawl and stop driving altogether if possible. On ice, your vehicle's braking distance may increase tremendously. Question number 54. Which of these statements about certain types of cargo is true? A. Oversized loads can be hauled without special permits during daylight hours. B. When liquids are hauled, the tank should always be loaded completely full. C. Unstable loads such as hanging meat or livestock require extra caution on curves. The correct answers here, C. Unstable loads such as hanging meat or livestock require extra caution on curves. Explanation. If you're carrying a cargo of livestock or hanging meat, slow down on curves and proceed with extreme caution. A cargo of hanging meat typically has a high center of gravity. Plus, hanging meat sways significantly when you're driving on a curve, making for a very unstable load. Livestock can move around or lean on curves, adversely affecting your vehicle's stability and making a rollover more likely. Question number 55. If a vehicle is equipped with circuit breakers, should you carry spare fuses? A. No, every vehicle comes with an extra set. B. Yes, this is mandatory. C. Carrying extra equipment is the driver's preference. D. No, this is not necessary. The correct answers here, D. No, this is not necessary. Explanation. If your vehicle is equipped with circuit breakers, that means it doesn't use fuses, so you do not need to carry spare electrical fuses. See this regulation, and 93.95 emergency equipment on all the power units, open bracket. B. Spare fuses. Power units for which fuses are needed to operate any required parts and accessories must have at least one spare fuse for each type size of fuse needed for those parts and accessories. Question number 56. Which of these is true about the radiator shutters in the winter front? A. The winter front should be closed tightly. B. The engine may overheat if the winter front is left open. C. You should remove ice from the radiator shutters. The correct answers here, C. You should remove ice from the radiator shutters. Explanation. In extremely cold weather, very cold air flowing onto the radiator and through the engine compartment can prevent the engine from warming up, and also keep your heater from working well. Radiator shutters or a winter front restrict this airflow to let the engine warm up. However, don't overdo it. Keep the winter front partially open or keep the radiator shutters free from ice. If the shutters freeze shut or the winter front is closed too tightly, the engine may overheat from lack of sufficient air. Question number 57. Which of these statements about double clutching and shifting is true? A. Double clutching should not be used when the road is slippery. B. Double clutching should only be used with a heavy load. C. You can use the tachometer to tell you when to shift. The correct answer is here, C. You can use the tachometer to tell you when to shift. Explanation. One way to determine when to upshift is with your tachometer. Before driving your vehicle, check the driver's manual to find out the recommended operating RPM range. As you're driving, keep your eye on your tachometer as your vehicle increases speed. Shift up when engine RPM gets to the top of the recommended range. Question number 58. When you're driving at 55 miles per hour under good driving conditions, your total stopping distance will be A. At least 216 feet, B. At least 353 feet, C. At least 419 feet. The correct answer is here, C. At least 419 feet. Explanation. At 55 miles per hour under good driving conditions, your total stopping distance will be at least 419 feet, 142 feet of perception distance and 61 feet of reaction distance and 216 feet of braking distance. Open bracket. The length of a football field including the two end zones is 360 feet. Under poor driving conditions, the total stopping distance will probably be even longer. Question number 59. Why should you cover your cargo? A. To protect individuals from any spilled cargo. B. To protect your cargo from bad weather. C. Because many states require it. D. For all of the above reasons. The correct answer is here, D. For all of the above reasons. Explanation. There are several reasons to cover your cargo, including protecting other people and the cargo itself. In addition, it will help you comply with regulations in several states. Question number 60. The parking brake should be tested while the vehicle is A. Moving slowly, B. Going downhill, C. Moving at highway speed, D. Parked. The correct answer is here, D. Parked. Explanation. To test the parking brakes, fasten safety belt, set parking brake, release trailer parking brake, place vehicle into a low gear, gently pull forward against parking brake to make sure the parking brake holds. If it doesn't hold vehicle, it is faulty, get it fixed. Question number 61. Covering the brake means A. Pushing the brake lightly and rapidly, B. Pushing on the brake just enough to make the brake lights to come on, C. To have your foot over the brake and ready to push it if necessary. The correct answer is here, C. To have your foot over the brake and ready to push it if necessary. Explanation. Covering the brake involves taking your right foot off the accelerator and holding it over the brake pedal. Your foot should hover over the pedal and not rest on it in any way. Question number 62. You are driving a 40-foot vehicle at 50 miles per hour. Driving conditions are ideal. Dry pavement, good visibility. What is the least amount of space that you should keep in front of your vehicle to be safe? A. 3 seconds. B. 4 seconds. C. 5 seconds. The correct answer is here, C. 5 seconds. Explanation. The formula for following distance is 1 second per 10 feet of vehicle, plus an extra second if you are traveling over 40 miles per hour. Therefore, for a 40-foot vehicle traveling at 50 miles per hour, you should leave a following distance of 5 seconds. Question number 63. In your mirror, you see a car approaching from the rear. The next time you check your mirror, you don't see the car to change lanes. You should A. Ease into the other lane slowly so the other car can get out of the way. B. Assume the car left the roadway and change lanes as usual. C. Wait until you are sure the car isn't in your blind spot. The correct answer is here, C. Wait until you are sure the car isn't in your blind spot. Explanation. Before you change lanes, you must first make sure that no vehicles are hiding in your blind spots.